Good morning, everybody. You can unmute and say hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
There we go.
No, that's
I'm trying
okay.
to figure out how to do this on my phone because my computer froze on the other side. I was like, I don't know what's happening.
Not a problem. I'm honestly just waking up. I woke up maybe 20 minutes ago. So
Oh, nice.
I'm a little behind the bell myself, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm just making sure we have everything ready. I'm going to do a little sage burning and candle stuff. Where did my torch go? Ah, here we are. Oh, oops, we had one more person. Now it's just the three of us. Okay, well, hopefully whoever it was, they come back.
It might have been me with my. Oh, see, there it is. There I am again. But my computer is freaking out.
Oh, it happens. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Candle is lit. I think we're ready. So, I'm just gonna introduce our webcast really quick so people who are watching later on know what is going on here exactly, because it might not be obvious to everyone. You can understand. Okay, so my name is Tamara Upton, and we are the Goddesses for Good. You can go ahead and introduce yourself on the panel.
I'm Kimberly.
Okay. And I believe Rhonda is also here. Are you with us?
Hey, it's Rhonda. How are you?
Okay, perfect. So our group is, we're a group of women that are coming together in this amazing experience called the Inner Power Intensive. And if you're watching this and you don't know what that is, go ahead and talk to the person who showed you this video, or you can reach out to me because I posted it, or if you know these ladies that are on the panel, go ahead and ask them. But our meeting today is, the purpose is completing an assignment for the group. And our assignment is going through a group exercise that the top NLP trainers have been using to help people truly get in touch with their true purpose. So we're going to dive right into this, and we'll just kind of go from there. Cool. I just got to get the right documents up. And I'm going to play some Mozart like I did last time because it worked out really nice. But I have to play it on my phone or I won't be able to hear it. Let's see. Can you guys hear that? It's pretty soft.
I can.
You can hear it? Okay. It should be about that soft through the whole thing. So I'm going to light my sage a little bit, kind of cleanse the whole meeting. Even over a computer. I think it's really cool how this works. Okay. We've got our sage. I'm going to blow it off to you, ladies. And just let your bodies relax, let your minds be quiet, and just focus on clearing the space and getting ready to discover what your true purpose is. There we go. We'll just sit quiet and breathe for a moment. You can close your eyes and breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Any worries, any concerns that you have, you can just exhale and release them. Get rid of all the tension that you have. Relax all of your muscles. Take in the wonderful, positive energy that all of us are putting out to each other. And inhale. And exhale. Okay, who would like to start with the goal exercise today? Who wants to go first? You don't have to be shy. You don't have to be shy. I'm not going to be mean. Promise.
I'll start.
Okay. So we're going to switch the camera to Miss Rhonda. There we go.
I haven't done anything for this day.
Yeah, you didn't have to.
Okay. Yeah,
you didn't have to.
You said, so.
Yep. We're just going to walk through this exercise together. And then by the end of it, you should have an idea of kind of like a tunnel vision of that's what I need to be doing. So hopefully we can get there with you today. And if not, it might take a few times. It did for me anyway, when I first started with this.
Yeah, and this is really about your purpose and your why, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's where I struggle
if you have a kind of idea of what you want to do or, what your goal is, then that helps. And if you have a strong feeling for, of course, any mom has a strong feeling for wanting to take care of their kids or their family. But, if you're still struggling to have that thing that wakes you up in the morning and gets your ass out of bed, and the second your feet hit the floor that you've got stuff to do today. So, and it wakes you up, it gets you excited. You're excited thinking about it when you go to sleep. You're excited thinking about it when you wake up, and you know exactly what you have to do today to get closer to that goal. So that's what this exercise is supposed to do for you.
All right.
Okay, so if you are ready, I'm going to take a sip of coffee. My daughter made me coffee this morning. She's so sweet. Okay, so this exercise, right now you're focusing on the present moment, okay? You need to let go of all of the worries or, all the ick from your past, which is why we addressed the past first in this whole boot camp, trying to just release all that garbage and get rid of it. And then you're still going to be plagued with some worries for the future, right? I mean, any normal person is going to be like, what if this happens? What if that happens? So that's why we address that in the what ifs. And we get rid of all that. No more worrying about the future because we want to be right here and right now. So right now, at this present moment, what would you say your goal is? What is it that's most important that you accomplish as soon as possible?
Well, as soon as possible to pay off all my debt.
Okay, and paying off.
Have that off my shoulders.
Yes, and that's an excellent goal to have. Absolutely. So when you achieve that, what's that going to mean for you? Once all of your debt is wiped away and you don't have that anymore, what's that going to do for you that you don't have now?
Well, on some levels, it's gaining power. It's having. That's not. I feel like I'm like a puppet, and that just controls me. Even though I may pay them, and I'm paying them down, just having that large amount up there, it feels like that's really all I think about. How do I get this paid off? That's always what is on the forefront of my mind.
Okay. So once you achieve that power of not having any debt anymore and releasing that from your brain where you don't even have to think about it anymore because it doesn't exist, what's that going to do for you that you don't have now? Once you have that power, what will that do for you?
Well, it would be freedom because now I can spend my money the way on fun things. on
Okay.
things that are, you know, more than just, like right now, all my money goes to living and paying off debt, and I have nothing left over. It's just
Yeah.
how it is. So that would be the
And that's
freedom
no
of,
fun.
yeah, of being able to do what I want.
Exactly. So you'll have freedom and you'll have power. You won't have to worry about it anymore. And you'll be able to do things that make you happy. What's that going to do for you that you don't have now?
It's like I've never really thought about that and what that would be
Okay.
like.
Now's the
I've
time.
lived, yeah, and I've lived a couple of times in my life where I haven't had a lot of debt, and I'm trying to recall what that was like. But to have it now, and
Yeah,
what would
just
I do?
put yourself in that moment where you have everything that you need is paid off. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Now you have the money to spend on what you want, what's making you happy. What are you going to do?
I would travel. See, I don't have kids. I should say that out front first because I know everyone that especially in the women's group, and I see how that would be if I had kids. That would be my most important thing too. But I don't,
Mhm.
and I have to. It's like sometimes I just feel, well, gosh, I don't have kids. What could be more important than that? And then I feel lost because it's not like I'm trying to
Yeah.
be like everyone else. You know, obviously I
Right.
don't have kids to have that, but then
Yeah.
I think, well, gosh, it just seems so selfish. All I really want to do is travel. You know, I don't have
That's not
that
selfish.
responsibility. So I guess
No, that's
that would
not
really
selfish
be
at
the
all.
most I could think of is that I would want to travel and enjoy being in different places and experiencing different things.
That's wonderful. That's not selfish at all. Especially like if you don't have children that are constantly going, Mom, 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 I need this, I need this, I need this, I want this, I want this, I'm hungry, I want this, I need a toy. If you don't have that constantly at you, then count yourself lucky. You don't have that's like one less worry, and you're totally allowed to use whatever resources you have to make yourself happy. Because if you're not happy, if you have that constant worry over you all the time and you're not happy, how can you help other people?
Yeah,
Truly.
that's true.
So if what's going to make you happy is traveling the world and having new experiences, then by all means throw everything you have into that. I give you permission. not that you not that you need it, but definitely that's an excellent
Yeah, and I
goal
think
to have.
sometimes giving ourselves permission to do something that we want
Hmm.
almost seems daunting. Like,
It's hard, isn't it?
it's like, well, maybe I don't deserve that. So I think a lot of that comes
Hmm.
up to it. But yeah, that is
Yep,
exactly what I do.
but you do. I look at it this way. You not only deserve it, but it's your responsibility to go out there and be happy and show other women that this is possible.
Hmm.
Because other women will be looking to you, little girls will be looking to you saying, wow, look at her. She's amazing. I wish I could do that. I want to be that when I grow up. So being that example for other people, I think that's our greatest responsibility, really. So keep going. Let's dig a little deeper. Traveling the world, having that freedom. What is that experience going to do for you that you don't have now?
I'm not even really sure how to answer that. I think, you know, it's not that I'm unhappy with my life or I'm bored
Hmm.
with being in one place, but I think
Yeah.
I'm trying to, I don't even know if I could qualify that in words. It would just be, how did you say that? What is it that I don't have now?
What? So the last one that we did was your traveling. You wanted to
Hmm.
travel.
Yeah.
You wanted to see the world and gain new experiences. So what would that, if you had that, if that was going on in your life right now, what would that give you that you don't already have? Just a
The
feeling.
only word that comes to mind is freedom. You know,
Freedom.
when I worked in, corporate America and even still doing consulting work now, that just
Mhm.
having to be someplace and never being able to just pick up and do what I want when I want, that is a little bit of I feel a little cage from that, and the idea of just being able to pick up and go where I want is exciting. Not that I would have to do it, but that I could do it.
That you could do it. Yes. It's freedom, it's exciting, and it's powerful.
Yes.
So I'm going to get a little more specific with the new experiences that you want to have with all of your traveling. What are those new experiences going to give you that you don't have? What's that going to do for you?
I can't quantify that. I'm not, like, I understand the question. I can't put it to words. Does that make sense? It's like I feel stuck at that point. Like I'm not sure how I could express it any more than that.
So let me do this for you. I'm going to self-apply that last step that we just did. And I'll share with you what that experience would do for me, because some of our goal journey is a little bit similar. So imagining that I don't have any debt, imagining that everything is taken care of, I don't have any worries, and I can pick up and go wherever I want, and I can go and experience new things. And I'm learning new things every day, and I can go to different cultures and totally immerse and get into what's important to them. What will that bring me that I don't have now? And I'm going to focus on that feeling for a moment. And usually something pops up for me. And what's popping up for me with that experiencing new things is reaching people. I'll be able to reach more people by going to different places. I'll be able to connect with new people, make new friends. I'll be able to help more people because I will have gained the experience of living in their culture, listening to their language, and understanding what's important to them. So that's what happens for me. Why don't you self-apply again and try the culture and experiences that you want to have by being able to travel whenever you want. And you can close your eyes and really just quiet your mind, and it'll pop up for you on its own. You don't have to focus on it, but you can take a deep breath. You're traveling the world. You're in a new culture with people who are different from you. You're hearing their language. You're seeing how they live. You're trying their food. And you meet people. And they're telling you something. They're trying to share something with you. And you get the feeling that it's something that they need from you.
You know, what brings to mind is I was listening to, I can't remember their names, from Spain in Nashville. And they were talking about their life in Spain and how they worked long hours for very little pay.
But is it
Sometimes
Sylvia?
you don't. No, they were from Spain.
Okay, so it wasn't Portugal. It was.
No, it was Spain.
Okay.
And I can't remember their. I know if I looked at my notes, I'd know who they were because I was writing as they were talking. Because their experience was almost similar to mine, the work environment and corporate life. And I think sometimes you think that other cultures have it different. Not saying easier, but just different. You don't expect that people are living the exact same nightmare that you're living. And to hear that, not that I would have thought that I was separate from them, but to hear that they were looking for freedom too. And it was just a different, just because their culture is different and to see that they were looking for the same things that I was looking for. I think if
Yeah.
I were to bring it back to connecting with people, and if you were in their culture, yeah, you would connect a little bit differently than just, you know, being on a Skype call across the world and
Yeah.
yeah, this is what I experienced. But to actually be in their culture and see
Mm-hmm.
and feel that, it was similar to me. And that
Yeah.
they're looking for the same thing. They're looking to escape that.
Yeah.
It's like a form of slavery. I look at corporate America, and that's
Oh
just
yeah. Don't even get me started, man.
It's a different form of slavery.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I think, yeah, in a way, I'm not borrowing it, but I can see it a little bit differently and connect in that connection level.
Okay.
People and getting to talk to them a little bit differently.
Yeah. And you don't even have to take and own what my example was. I was just giving you an example so that you could really kind of let your mind absorb that information and maybe get unstuck from that level.
Yeah.
And it's totally okay if you don't reach your eyes flying open aha moment in this call. Okay? Sometimes it doesn't happen, sometimes it does, but the point is that you're going through the action of at least digging. At the very least, digging in to see what that aha moment is going to be. And it may take you several tries to get this. It did for me. I didn't get oh my gosh, this is it. At least I think I had 3 or 4 sessions doing this exercise. And then when it hit me, it hit me in the forehead. So, and now I can wake up every day and go through everything I need to do to get there. So, if you feel like that's your limit, the experience and connecting with people, or do you feel like you can go further?
I don't know if I could go further at this point.
Okay.
Because even getting to that level, yeah, I would really have to sit down and kind of meditate on it to bring forth anything more than, yeah, I just want to go travel.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, that's a start.
It is a start. Because I think just to be able to say that I want to travel is one thing, but to dig deeper requires a lot of work.
That's okay. That's perfectly great. So we can close that session with you. You can just kind of think on that, knowing where your last step was, the travel and experiences and cultures. And then maybe next time we meet, or if you get your aha moment after going through this a few times on your own, if you get your aha moment, take a selfie and put it in the group because I want to see those eyes go like, oh my God, I got this! Okay. All right. So we're going to move on to...
Thank you, Tamara.
You're very welcome, of course. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so...
I just have to say real quick that I do have a child and I still want to travel. So that's very important.
I know. I like traveling.
I want him to be able to see the world. So don't feel like you're being selfish for that. It's not selfish at all.
Nope.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Not at all.
Yeah.
You ever hear the phrase, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and
I have a friend that says that a lot, so yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're the ones that do everything for everybody. So if we're constantly pecked at by, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this, and we are usually very, very good at saying, okay, just hold on a second, and here you go, sweetie, and all this stuff. And then some days we're just like, what do you want? Leave me alone. So, yeah, I just need like an hour in the bathtub, undisturbed, please.
With a glass of wine.
Yeah, exactly. This makes me think of something funny. My mother had 4 daughters before she was 28. And we drove her insane. So she was having one of those days. And my youngest sister, she had some, all of us had some kind of medical difficulty, except for the oldest one. Like, we had this thing where my mom's blood type, RH, was different than ours. Like, we were all O positive and she was O negative, so the antibodies in her blood were trying to kill us while she was pregnant with us, which is a crazy thing. So her last baby, Kelsey, she was very, very difficult. She cried all the time. Her collarbone, she was breech birthed. Her collarbone was broken during the birthing process. So she was always uncomfortable. She was always crying. And my poor mother, who had to stay home with us all the time, she was just like, I can't do this. You know, she had days. She had days where she would call one of her friends that lived down the street, and like, she would have a little packet set out for the babysitter, whoever she got, and it was chocolate and a bottle of wine, and she goes, the closet's down the hall. Just put her in her room, let her cry, and here you go. Because this is what I do. I sit in the closet with chocolate and wine, and I just have to take a break. But anyway, she was taking a bath one day. She was having one of those days where, you know, baby was really difficult. We were all fighting with each other. And she just said, I'm going to go and sit in the bathtub for an hour. You guys leave me alone. I don't want to hear a peep. I don't want to hear anything. I just want to be left alone for an hour. And we're like, okay, Mom. She gets in the bathtub, and she's just starting to relax, and she hears this. We'd slipped a note under the door in the bathroom saying, Mom, can we split a Pepsi? And she's like, why? I just want an hour. So, yes. We all get the whole mom thing, that we're in constant demand of attention, love, food, whatever. We get it. So, moving on, I just wanted to share that quick funny story. Let's dig in to another goal setting session. So, I have to ask, can you state your name again for people who are hopping on that weren't at the beginning of the video?
Sure, I'm Kimberly. My partner,
Kimberly.
is also on here. She's the one who has a little vocal hacking up right now because we're both home with our son, and so she's in charge of entertaining him right now while I do this. And then when I'm in, she's going to hop on, and I'll entertain Ryan and try and keep it quiet.
Perfect. That's awesome. It's so cool that you guys are able to work together to do this. I mean, my husband is here, and for the most part, he's working a lot. He works outside the home, and he works very hard. So when he comes home, it's nice, you know, when my older two kids can kind of handle the little guy, so he can have some downtime, because he needs that too. But it's really cool to see you working together to parent this sweet little boy, and you guys have that communication. That's awesome, and it's a true partnership. That's really cool.
And we try, and it's not always easy, and but we work through it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
This morning we were going through this because I'm really not good at digging in like this. I find it a real struggle, and so she was walking me through it and trying to help me dig deeper into finding my real main why. And the dogs were barking, and Ryan was crying for me, like, "Mommy, Mommy!" And I was like, "That's it. That's it. I don't want to stay home anymore. I need to get out of here right now." And she started laughing. She's like, "All right,
okay.
Why don't you go take a shower now?" It's like, "All right, here we go."
Okay. That's really cool. Okay. So, do you have like general idea what your goal is? Like, what's the most important thing that you would like to accomplish as quickly as possible?
Yes. So that would be for both Jamie and I to stop working outside of the home, because for the first 2 years of Ryan's life, I stayed home with him, and then we moved to New Jersey to be closer to family and start to have a social life again. So we didn't have that before. And I got a part-time job, and she was able to leave her job and focus more on the at-home business. Okay. And so my goal is for the most immediate thing is for us to both be able to stay home full time and work on the business and raise our son.
Perfect. That's great. So you can put yourself in that present moment that's happened. So you don't have to work outside the home anymore. You can stay home full time with your son and be together as a family and work this business. And that's helping you to accomplish that. So you've already achieved that in your mind. What is that giving you that you don't have right now?
That's giving me a few things that I've discovered. It's giving me a better relationship with her as my partner. Because working this business and working outside the home and then coming home and having to be mommy, it's hard to juggle all of that and be a partner as well. So I find that I'm definitely lacking in that area. So I think that's going to help me there, and it'll also help me. See, I'm getting emotional already.
Oh, that's okay.
And I'm not like an emotional thing, but this is helping.
Good.
I have to say real quick, that's a side thing. I've always been, Jamie calls me the ice queen, because I don't know, I guess it's the way I was raised. I was like daddy's little athlete, and there's no crying in baseball.
Yeah.
So this is really helping me to kind of break through that and discover my emotions again.
Yes.
I have been bottling up for a very long time. But it's also going to help me to not miss out on things with Ryan, because I was very, very lucky to be home with him for 2 years, for the first 2 years. And I witnessed all the first everythings. And Jamie missed out on quite a few of them. And I knew what that was like without having to experience it. And now I've experienced that a few times, and it just breaks my heart to know that he's discovering new things and learning so much and experiencing the world in new ways, and I don't get to be a part of that with him.
Yeah.
So it'll be really nice.
That's important. Absolutely. I feel you right there, because I mean, I had my last baby, and it was almost like a competition, like who can go back to work fastest, you know. after having one, I'm like, really? Why would I want to go back? Look at him, he's amazing. You know, why would I want to miss that to do math? No. Thanks, but no.
Definitely not.
So let me see, adorable baby or math. Sorry, baby wins. So that's so powerful, especially when it allows you to access those emotions, Kimberly, because and I get the whole, you know, sports thing. My dad was a coach for a long time, and he had 4 daughters. He was one shy of a basketball team of his own in his own family. But I kind of stirred the pot because I wasn't into sports. I was into music and arts. So I was like the black sheep. And I was emotional all the time. Thank you, thyroid, not being there. But, so, yeah. And in fact, my oldest sister, she was probably the most competitive, and she was in every sport imaginable, and she was our ice queen of our family. But, like, she still doesn't talk to me. So, whatever. I know. I understand. But accessing emotions, very, very good. So, we're going to push a little harder here. Imagine that you have that. You're starting to be more open. You're starting to feel things with your partner. You're starting to experience those emotions, and you're there for each other. And Jamie's there to help you through all of those emotions. She's there to guide you. She's there to support you. And it's safe. You're safe to feel all those things. So you can open up and you can have those emotions. And she's not going to judge you. She's going to love you. That's why she's there. And your little boy, he's going to love you no matter what. So you be emotional, you be a train wreck, whatever you want. And he's going to look at you and he's like, Mom, you're funny. So you can be in a puddle on the floor and they're going to be like, haha, that's pretty funny. So Yeah. So you can feel safe showing your emotions and accessing those. So you can imagine that you're feeling the most happy that you've ever felt in your life. You're sitting there in your home on your floor. You're playing with your little boy. And Jamie's right there beside you. And you're just surrounded by love. What's that going to do for you that you don't have now?
I had to think long and hard about this.
Okay.
And I think that that's going to help me step into myself more. Step into my power, step into who I'm meant to be.
Yes.
And that will enable me to do what I'm supposed to do here, to find what I'm supposed to do. And I think it's going to help me connect to people, not only more, but on a deeper level. Because I've put up those walls, those barriers. And so bringing those down and feeling safe to do that, I think I'll be able to help more people do that.
Absolutely.
Because I know how I still have a ways to go, but I know how much better I feel, how much lighter I feel, and I want to help more people feel that way. So I think that's really going to help me to do that.
Okay. So go ahead and put yourself. Yeah, you're fine. You're totally fine. Getting these emotions, like people's. I don't understand how people can look at somebody crying and say that's a weakness. That's power.
I used to be that person.
You are.
I was that person.
Yeah, I know. Like, especially like with the presidential campaign, and people are like looking at Hillary. Well, she's going to be emotional because she's a woman. So, who cares? It's cool. If somebody gave me a report that hundreds of people were killed, I would be crying. So it's okay to show emotion over stuff like that. If you don't show emotion over bad news, you are a sociopath. So I would not like to have a sociopath for the leader of our country. Just saying. So yeah, showing emotion is good. Let's put you in that situation where you're stepping into that power. You're accessing and you're learning the information about yourself to where you know yourself better now. You know what you want. You know what you like. You know the things that you would like to accomplish. You can tell people about your interests with excitement, saying, I'm excited about this, and it's awesome, and let me tell you why. And the person listening to you is going to listen to you and say, wow, that's really cool. They're not going to be judging you. They're not going to be saying, well, that seems kind of fake. They're going to take you on every word. You have the freedom now to share what's important to you with other people. And what's even awesomer than that is when people are talking to you, you are genuinely listening to them. You're looking into their eyes and you're hearing the words that they say. And instead of having your brain go off on this little chatter storm saying, well, here's what I'm going to say next. Here's what's important to me. You're really going to take in everything they say, and they'll be able to feel that from you. So they'll be able to come back and trust you to share their experiences with you. You're going to have that level of power with other people and being able to connect with them in a way that makes them feel important and makes them feel valued. You're going to be a great leader. I already see that in you right here. Across the computer screen, I see that about you. So when all of this has come to be, what is that going to do for you that you don't have now?
Gosh, that's tough. It took a lot. It took a long time for me to get to this point.
Yeah. It's definitely a journey.
Boy. Let me just think for...
You can close your eyes and just imagine that being your life. You're exactly the person that you've always wanted to be. People look to you for help and for guidance. You know exactly who you are, and that's not going to change. You know what's important to you.
What's coming to mind for me right now is our son, and having him grow up with knowing that both Jamie and I have this freedom, not only to do what we want when we want, but to this inner freedom that we don't have to abide by society's rules or standards for normal. I mean, clearly we don't already because we're a lesbian couple, but just on so many other levels than that. And then having him see that we are helping other people get to that same point where they feel that freedom within, and knowing that he can do the same thing, and knowing that he's going to grow up to know that he can do whatever he wants, he can be whatever he wants, he can think the way he wants to think, and he can feel the way he wants to feel, and not be afraid of repercussions for that. And then he's going to help other people discover that journey as well, and it's just ongoing. From there, I think that's just what comes to mind for me, and I think that's just amazing to know that we set an example for our children every day, but to set an example like that is amazing.
That's really cool. And like, you just tapped it. You just set the example of what this exercise is supposed to do for people. And I mean, what comes up for me when you just described everything is you want to create a safe, loving place for your child. You want the world to be safe for him. You want the world to love him for who he is, and you want him to not be afraid of anything ever. And that's awesome. That's what a mom should want for her kids. So, and I feel like that's a powerful enough thing that could be your purpose, your why. I know that definitely came up for me when I was going through this exercise, because my daughter came out to me last year, and it makes my heart just soar that she felt confident enough to come to me and say, "Mom, I'm gay." She didn't have to be afraid. She didn't have to worry that I wouldn't love her. She knew, just by the way I've raised her. She knew that I would be right by her side, defending who she is, until we didn't have to defend it anymore. And that's part of my quest, is to create equality for everybody, be it marriage or just getting rid of the bigotry, getting rid of the blind hatred for people based on things that they cannot help, getting rid of the laws that in any country that say that some people aren't equal to other people. That's my quest. So that's my why, that's my purpose, that's why I'm here. And
well, I think too the ultimate freedom is acceptance. Just accepting people for who they are.
Exactly.
That I think it speaks to a lot of everything that we do. Just freedom. And that, to me, freedom is acceptance.
And I think once you get to self-acceptance, it becomes so much easier. You know, like I didn't really have a whole lot, like I didn't grow up with people being prejudiced against me for obvious reasons. I'm probably the whitest person I've ever seen. you know, and I grew up in a 2-parent household in Montana. You know, I didn't have any of that growing up. We had, like, even where I live, we didn't even have Native Americans coming to our school. I grew up in, like, Whiteyville. So, however, I went to college in Alabama. And when I saw, culture shock from, on steroids. But when I was down there, like, because I didn't grow up with a whole lot of, like, prejudice and all of that, like, it wasn't apparent to me as I was growing up as a child. And, like, we read stories about, you know, the South and everything, and, like, we had to read Huck Finn and all that stuff in school, and To Kill a Mockingbird was, like, one of my favorites. And I go down there, and then I see it. I see people behaving that way. I'm like, what is wrong with you? You're an educated person. Stop it. And, you know, like, I've never understood that mindset, that someone else is better than somebody else. Like, somebody could actually feel that way. So I think my mission kind of started back then, once I was confronted with that. And then, like, as I became a little bit more obsessed with figuring that out, then I started to see more of it. It was like that whole universe thing where you put something in the universe and it shows you more, kind of like Google. You search for something and it comes up with a whole list of what you're looking for. And as I was looking for examples of hate and bigotry and all that stuff, just like to point it out and say, this is wrong, that's all I was seeing. And it was like, this problem is never going to end. But when I switched that around, after I went through this goal setting and finding my purpose and having my motivation behind that being my own child, then I started focusing on, instead of trying to fix everybody, trying to love everybody. And I don't see as much. Since I've actually made that, our state, let's see, it wasn't our state, it was the federal one. The federal marriage equality came through in the Supreme Court. And it was like within maybe a couple of months of me getting that tunnel vision for what my purpose was, equality for everybody. And then a couple months later, everybody had rainbows on their Facebook profile, and it was great. So that's how powerful this whole belief thing is, you guys. Like, don't secondhand or discount that, because belief can change anything you can imagine. Belief alone. So believing in your why, believing in your tunnel vision, your purpose, and waking up every single day hell-bent on seeing that happen, it's going to do amazing things for the world. I see leaders in both of you ladies that have spoken already today. I think you're going to go out and accomplish amazing things. You're going to connect with people in a way that they feel valued, they feel accepted, and they're going to follow you to do whatever you want. So it's going to be cool. And we have one more. Jamie, are you there?
Let me go get her, because she's probably keeping our little guy busy.
Yeah.
Yes. So let me go get her. We'll switch off. Thank you so much.
Good. You're so welcome, Kimberly. I'm glad you could help.
Oh, there she is.
Hi.
Give me a hug. You are great.
Thank
you. She's so great.
Hi.
Hello.
How does that happen? Hi.
So we've just gone through 2 of our goal setting exercises. Kimberly was fantastic. She's a powerhouse. You guys are awesome. I just love your story, and I can't wait to watch it grow.
Me too.
Perfect. So let's just dig right in. If you wanted to just take a moment, and we did a breathing exercise at the beginning, so we can just take a couple of breaths if you need to release from childcare.
From baby duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what's really funny is this is really a true story. I cannot do breathing exercises.
Okay.
I get like I hyperventilate,
Ooh.
and it's really funny that when we took parenting classes,
yeah,
they made us do like breathing, and stuff.
For the birth.
Yes, and I looked at Kimberly and I said, I can't do this, and she's like, just sit here, and but I could hear everybody else breathing. I started to get like tunnel vision, and I was like, I gotta get out of it. I actually had to run out of the room, and like I don't know what it is.
Okay.
It's really hard. It's hard. It's kind of hard to do a lot of like meditation stuff because they're like, okay, focus on the breath. I'm like, no.
Yeah, and you don't even have to focus on breathing. Just breathing in slow through your nose.
Yeah.
And then breathing out. Yeah, it's okay. So as long as you're relaxed, that's what's most important. Just relax.
I'm relaxed.
Okay, cool.
I got this.
So we start out by asking, what's the most important thing for you to accomplish as quickly as possible? What's the one thing you need to
do? My goals are very similar to Kimberly's.
Yeah,
obviously,
that's good.
But not completely the same, but similar. So the goal would be definitely to be able to sustain ourselves both staying home, and be comfortable, like, monetarily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's where we start.
So I want you to think about that goal and imagine for a moment that you've accomplished that you are home, Kimberly's home, you guys all get to be home with your family, and you get to see all of those moments with your son. You don't have to miss anything. And you get to enjoy the time with each other together. What's that going to do for you that you don't have now?
Well, for me to be able to not miss anything is a really big deal because I don't know that I'm going to have another chance at a child. So he's really, it's just, I just want to soak it all up. And I really want to be the influence, or us to be the main influences in his life. And, I don't want to miss any more, and I don't want to send him to be raised by anyone else.
Yeah.
That's definitely not an option for us. So, yeah, just to be that influence and to be that presence and, consistently in his life is really, that's the next
very important
step for us. Yeah.
Okay. So you get to be present and you get to raise your son together. You don't have to send him away. You get to make the choices of what happens in his life and what does not, what he gets to experience. You get to be there to protect him, and you get to be there to teach him and give him the example of what you want him to be. You want him to be powerful, you want him to be safe, you want him to be free and not be afraid of anything. So what's that going to do for you that you don't have right now?
That would, so I'm home, we're comfortable, I'm present in his life all the time. I would like to take that time to, like, at that point, to be the living example. Like, we can go travel, we can go, I know it's saying I would just want to do what I want when I want, like that freedom to do things. It seems like kind of trivial to say, but really, right? No? All right, go.
No, you're good.
But being able to go and spend time, like, we have family all over and friends all over, and being able to expose him to that different cultures, different way people live, life experience, not just us like sitting at home reading a book, you know. And what will that I always think, what will that impart on him? Because I never traveled. I didn't travel until I was 18. I went to Disney or something, when I was a kid. But that was it, And so for me to give that to him, to give him that experience, because when I got it, I was like, wow, this is awesome. I was 18. I was totally I got out of my bubble. I want to give him that from a small age and start to have him know that could be real life. That's just not, something you see in the movies or, that's real life possibility, that things are possible to do like that. So.
Absolutely. That's a goal that I have for my own family, just being able to, I have 2 older kids that are teenagers, one's in high school and one's in junior high, but I don't want them to feel boxed in. I want them to feel like, we can go and experience new things together. Or when they are done with school, they can go off and see the world. I'm not going to make them go to college. No. If you want to go to college, fine. If what you want, I'm going to take them through this exercise several times, and to make sure they have the tunnel vision before they go out there. It'll make things a lot easier. And then, hey, little guy.
He's the Flash.
Yes, he is. He usually comes up wearing ski goggles and having a sword or something. So.
Oh, so funny.
He's awesome. But I want them to feel like they can go out and they can accomplish great things. That they don't have to fit inside that societal idea of what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, there's no box.
Yeah.
Yeah, no box.
And I definitely would have loved to have given them the experience of traveling to awesome places like Europe or someplace, as children. In fact, one of my monetary goals is to take them for Oktoberfest in Germany. We have we have friends that live over there that he's a photographer for Reddit, and his mother lives here in Montana, so he came to visit her, and we did a photo shoot with me and the kids, and my husband and I got married over the Oktoberfest holiday, and so for our 10th anniversary, that's what we want to do. We want to go over and do Oktoberfest with the kids. So
and they can all drink beer.
Yeah, well, some of them can. They can drink beer anyway, but whatever. Yeah, I want them to have that same experience, so I can completely relate to that awesome. Goal with you and your son. I think it's probably the best education you can give your kids is taking them to different places where it's not like it is in the U.S. and letting them see how other people live. And sometimes how other people live is very different from us. And it may seem like, oh my gosh, they don't have as much as we have. If they have to go and walk for clean water, to me, it breaks my heart. But you watch these kids and they're just like, yep, we're just going for water. They're happy in their own life, and we can't wrap our minds around that. I get mad when the water heater pilot light doesn't go on, and I have to wait for water for a bath, So,
Yeah.
But having that experience and letting my kids see how other people live, it's very, very important goal for me. So I get it. I'm with you.
Good.
So having that experience then, making sure that your child gets to have those experiences and he's living with you, you guys get to travel around the world, and you get to see all these things. And you get the freedom of being able to just pick up and do that whenever you like. What's that going to do for you that you don't have?
When I wrote this down on my, when I went through the exercise, which Kimberly didn't want to do, because she was like, no, I told you this is hard, and I'm annoyed that you keep asking me these questions. I had it sort of much more, like, you helped me go into it a lot better, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Glad I could help.
Yeah. But, I felt like my parenting, it was like a parenting win, like parenting journey, check, because ultimately, if I can impart this on him, if I can do better as a parent and change his thinking to be able to be, in a loving, understanding, compassionate, supportive environment constantly, then he will continue that, and he's not going to go backwards, hopefully. He does better and better, and his kids do better, and their kids do better, and their kids, and therein lies my legacy, you know what I mean? And for my forever impression on the world would be that I leave these little dreamers and action takers and live lifers, instead of feeling like you have to constantly compromise or feel like life is a chore, so that's important.
That's very important. I think one of the big stamps of successful parenting is how your child treats other people, and knowing that that's important to you to make sure that your son can have healthy, loving relationships and attract that kind of person into his life because you taught him how.
Yeah.
That's going to be wonderful. That's going to be, it'll take such a weight off your shoulders, being like, yes, I raised a good boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually have a stepson from a previous relationship, and he's 17.
Yeah. Okay.
I've known him since he was 3, and despite my will, he is he's a senior in high school, and he's early enlistment for the Marines.
Oh, wow.
And he's gung-ho, and he's been, I don't know where he got it from, I don't know where the influence came from, but it was something that was really important to him. And he's not going, thank God, they called the recruiter said he'd be the nerd of the Marines. Like, he's going for like intelligence stuff and all that kind of stuff. He's not like a combat, but he has to go through the processes anyway. But he says things to me sometimes that blow me. Like, I feel like, like I'm complete, Like, he'll say things to me like, that's why I like to talk to you, because it feels like everything just goes away and I can say anything and be myself, and you're not going to come down on me. And he knows that the military is not where I want him to be. I feel like you could do anything, Why are you doing this? And his response is like, well, I have a purpose. This is my purpose. And he's been saying since he was 15 years old. It's like, where does this kid get this from? Yeah. Somebody has to do this. It might as well be me. And, when these Paris things happens, he said, when people ask me why I enlist, and this is why, because people need their freedoms to be defended no matter where they are, no matter what their beliefs are. And I'm like, this kid's amazing, And he said, I want to see this as an opportunity to see the world, and I don't want to do rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
And when he said that to me, it was a couple of years ago, and I really was like, do I rinse and repeat? My God, I rinse and repeat. Like, no, I talk the talk. I'm not walking the walk all the way, because you have this life and you have these ideals, and you just kind of sit back and this is comfortable. I can do this for a while, and then you lose that motivation and that drive to do better and to really, like, it's all here, but it's not in action, Like, I'm going to be a really healthy eater. I'm going to eat, all this stuff. I'm going to eat organic, and I'm going to eat clean, and I'm going to, well, guess what?
I still
we're doing that. Ryan comes in the picture, and we can't tell him, oh, don't eat those. You can't eat cookies. You can only eat carrots, and we're mowing down on, on junk food. Now it's time to put your money where your mouth is, type of thing. So Ryan really kicked us into gear, and this amazing little guy, who's not little anymore, he really snaps me out of it every once in a while when he says stuff to me, and it makes me realize, like, God, I influenced that kid. I did something right there, you know. I did it, you know. I was good, you know, but I can be better, you know, and I gotta keep myself. I gotta keep the fire going, you know.
Well, and it helps to know that nobody's perfect, you know. Once you accept that, like, oh, what was it? That scene from Good Will Hunting. I posted it on Facebook the other day, where the kid was sitting in the therapy room saying, you know, I don't want to, you know, go too fast with this girl because she's just perfect right now. And Robin Williams was like, no, she's not. She's not perfect, and you're not perfect either. So, suspense lifted. You know, you don't have to worry about being a perfect parent. You just have to be as perfect as you can for your child. Like, some kids would not be able to stand my parenting style. Like, my kids are used to it. And believe me, there are other parents out there that look at what I do with my kids and they're like, what in the hell? Those kids are going to be swinging off trees and, you know. But my kids are helpful. They're responsible. Like, I don't have to ask them to do the dishes. They just do them because they know it helps me.
Yeah.
And, you know, my 5-year-old still has a little ways to go, but he luckily has 2 examples in his older siblings. Like, he'll come up and try to boss me around. He thinks, this is the funniest thing, he thinks he's just as big as everybody else, even though he's a good 4 feet shorter than all of us. Mm-hmm. So he feels like he can come around and tell us all how it is and what to do. But it's awesome that he has all that confidence. And I feel like my job as a mother is to steer that confidence into something where he can be good for other people. And he'll still do really sweet things. He'll, like, share with other kids at school. He doesn't, like, over Halloween, there was this thing on TV where they were doing this prank on kids where the parents had to film their kids and they said, we ate all of your Halloween candy. And the kids would go berserk. Like, they would lose. But my son, like, he comes up and he's got his little Halloween treat bag and he goes, here, Mom, why don't you give a treat for yourself?
Aww.
Because he was trying to be nice to me.
Yeah, that's a win.
Yeah,
you
that's
won.
A parenting win.
Yeah.
And, you know, anytime I see him going out of his way to help somebody else, I feel like, okay, we're getting there. He may have, like, his awful moments, and he definitely still does, but he's 5.
5.
You know?
He gets that. He's allowed.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because he's like the brat of the family. He's the baby. And his like, Chinese zodiac, like, his Chinese star sign is the sign of the tiger, which is the exact same sign as my youngest sister, who behaves very, very similarly to him, even today. So
I'm a snake.
She's 28. So, yeah. I mean, I feel like you and Kimberly's whys are close enough together that you guys are going to be very successful working together on this and moving towards the same purpose. That's going to help you guys so much. I mean, like, when you'll know true pain when you don't have the same mindset as your partner. When you don't have the same goal as you're living with. So that's already happened to me once.
It's really an interesting process in that I've gotten to learn about her, even though we talk all the time and, geez, you know, girls talk all the time, right? So now you have 2 girls, we're constantly talking, right? And but it's still, I'm learning so much about her through this process, and, like, you know, she doesn't cry. She doesn't get emotional. She doesn't do that, right? And so I'm sitting in the other room, and I had my phone on, and I was like, wow, you know, like, good for you. go girl, you're gonna be great. You know, I'm like cheering her on from the other room. But it's stuff that like she's holding in, like she's holding back all the time, you know, from her, not just from me, but from herself. She doesn't allow herself that process. So it's great. This is awesome.
Good.
This is awesome. Yeah, and like when we burned, we did our what if. Like I learned, we didn't tell each other what we wrote, but I was like, you know, I don't know what we talked about, and she said something like, she told me one of the things was like something that surprised me, you know, if you get sick again, because I had been sick a couple of years ago before we had Ryan. I got really sick, and it was a scary time, but I'm fine. And I didn't know that it was something that she still what-ifed, you know. I thought she's been cool, calm, and collected the whole time, like no worries, like you're fine, you know. If something comes up, she's like, you're great, you're fine, don't worry about it, just, you know. And here she was holding on to this little bit of fear, you know. And it was really, so this process is awesome. I'm really glad we're doing it
Together.
So, yeah.
And I honestly feel like, even though we do have like this computer world barrier where we're just talking over a computer, I feel like I'm doing my job if I can speak to somebody all the way across the country from me and reach her to the point where she allows herself to feel safe enough to show emotion. And that's when I know I'm doing this right, is when I can connect with somebody, even over a camera. You know, I wish I could be there to hug all of you guys when you start to break down and tell you it's okay. But I think also that people find others for a reason, like people come into your life for a reason. And I strongly feel that each person in this group was placed here for a purpose. And that purpose for me is so that I could help each of you reach what it is that you want. And when Layla tapped me for being the leader of this group, like for a second there, I was not even sure that I was qualified. So she's like, no, girl, you got this. I believe in you. And when Layla says that to you, you're just like, all right, I believe you.
Yeah.
Let's do this. So I'm just so happy that I could be here for you ladies. And honestly, anytime you are stuck on something, if you have any doubts or if you have questions, even technical stuff, like if you're going through like the Empower stuff and you're like, oh, I can't get my capture page to do what I want, please call me or reach out to me on Facebook, because I love helping people through that stuff too. I'm a nerd. But I think awesome. I think we did really, really well today with this exercise, and this doesn't have to be the end of doing this. You can go through this exercise as many times as you want, and like I said, I had to go through it a few times just to get my why, and the reason I knew I'd hit it was that my eyes flew wide open. Like, I felt my eyes just about pop out of my face, and like I felt excited, I felt pumped up. I had to stand up and walk around for a second because I was so jazzed about what I had just realized. The light bulb had gone off, and it's still on. So, awesome. Yeah, when you hit that, you will know. Hi! You're back! So, anyway, I'm supposed to say something else at the end of this, but I have to put the picture up so I can see what that is. No, that's the Share Your Story one. Where's the other one? Here we go. Okay, so if you're watching this video and you want to go through this exercise with each of us, you can reach out to any of the ladies that are here on this Hangout, Jamie, Kimberly, Rhonda, or myself, and just find out more about this Inner Power Intensive. This is a very unique experience. It's definitely not for everybody. It's only for people who are serious about finding out what they're meant to be doing, what purpose they have on this whole planet, and how to get the things that they want so that they can accomplish that. So just reach out to whoever showed this video to you, and we will see you on the next exercise. Okay, so I'll cut the last okay and wave part out of the video. And you guys are amazing. I'm so proud of each one of you for going through this exercise, for being here today on a Saturday, and I'm proud of myself for even being here. I woke up this morning after having a couple drinks last night at the Christmas stroll. I played piano for this bookstore, and I sat there and played Christmas music, and we have the first night is always, we have 2 nights of the stroll. We have, the first night is a locals night, so people who live in this little town of 2,300 people come out, and we do all the shops and stuff. And so all those people knew me, and I was trying to sit there and play piano, and they would come up and rub my shoulders from behind. I'm like, hey, I'm playing here, I can't I can't love on you right now. My arms are doing this. So I've decided next year I'm only going to do it on the night where people from the surrounding cities come to do our Christmas stroll, because they won't do that to me. So they won't come up and rub my shoulders while I'm trying to play piano. A stranger wouldn't do that to me, right? I'd be safe. Anyway.
You never know.
Depends on what I'm wearing, I guess. So it was awesome to hang out with you ladies this morning. I look forward to these sessions because I know, you guys get it. You guys understand this business. Trying to talk about empower to other people, they look at me like I'm from Mars. So, it's so simple. It's so simple. It's personal development disguised as
one night.
Yeah.
We'll get snacks and some wine, and we'll just hang out like you were here. We'll just put you on the table, and we'll sit around and hang out.
That sounds good.
Right? That's fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I feel like after this experience, after we get through this boot camp, we are kind of obligated to come to whatever event we can and hang out together. In person. So I would love that.
Yeah,
nothing like actually being in the same room and being able to hug people. Oh, here he comes.
He's being shy.
That's such a good age. That was my favorite, the 3s. Hi. Oh, that's okay. Well, I'm going to let you ladies go. Enjoy your weekend, and the replay of this will be up in the group shortly. I'll post the link in our chat message thing and on the Inner Power Intensive page. So you'll be able to access that there. And I'm so happy for all of you guys. You're going to rock this.
Yeah. Jamie, Kimberly, it was nice meeting you. Tamara, thank you so much.
Yeah. You're very welcome. Well, have a good weekend, guys.
All right.
Thanks.
See you guys soon.
Bye.